And good evening. This is Kurt Berglund with another game in the first round of Pine Tar Baseball Negro League Great Teams Tournament action. Tonight, the 1929 Baltimore Black Sox take on the 1934 Philadelphia Stars, two teams that you may not know a lot about, but had an awful lot of fantastic players and several Hall of Famers on both sides. The Stars were led by Slim Jones, a fireballing left-hander, and on the mound, and in the field, they had a number of players, including Judd Wilson and Dewey Creasy, Jake Stevens, players that may not be on the Cool Papa Bell, Josh Gibson level, but were awfully good players. Dick Say was their second baseman. Several of these players were nearing the end of the line in their careers, and they made one last successful run at a pennant, and then, in the case of the Philadelphia Stars, the World Series title. For Baltimore, a more balanced approach. Offensively, they can definitely beat your brains in with runs. They had a couple of pitchers that they worked awfully hard. One, who will pitch tonight, overworked by really any standard, and but was at the prime of his career in 1929. And his name is Laymon Yokely, and you'll see him go against Slim Jones tonight in Game 1 of this best-of-3 first-round matchup, randomly drawn by me. And the winner goes on to play the winner of the series between the the 1946 Newark Eagles and the 1947 New York Cubans. Though the winner of these two series will face off in one corner of the Negro League's Great Teams Tournament bracket, brought to you by Pine Tar Baseball. So let's get to the starting lineups and start rolling. For the visiting Baltimore Black Sox here in Game 1, this is definitely one of the top 12 teams that you will see in the Negro League's Great Teams set for Pine Tar Baseball. Their opponent tonight, the 34 Philadelphia Stars, is not in the set. To get this team, you can get free of charge by either letting me know on Facebook or emailing me at berglund.kurt@yahoo.com, or you can get it straight off the Facebook page for Pine Tar Baseball, and I can certainly get that to you free of charge. So this is the 13th team. This team didn't make the cut, but I love it anyway, and so I carded it, and so there's 13 teams, 12 in the set, and then this freebie. Leading off for the Baltimore Black Sox from 1929, it's Dick Lundy at shortstop. Frank Warfield bats second at second base. Judd Wilson bats third at first base. Rap Dixon bats fourth in left field. Oliver Marcel bats fifth at third base. Jesse Hubbard bats sixth in right field. Bob Clark bats seventh and does the catching. And Pete Washington bats eighth and plays center field. On the mound for the Black Sox, Laymon Yokely. He is an A-plus pitcher on the road, and he has walk modifiers of 55 and 77. The rest of Baltimore's team is the following: Willis Flournoy, Herb Smith, Bun Hayes, Red Ryan, Nip Winters, Script Lee, Duke Lattimore, Margaret Gamise, Buddy Burbage, Bill Force. And that completes the Baltimore Black Sox. For the homestanding in Game 1, 1934 Philadelphia Stars, it's Jake Stevens leading off at shortstop. Dewey Creasy, third base, batting second. Cheney White batting third in left field. Judd Wilson on both teams batting fourth at first base. Jake Dunn batting fifth in right field. Pete Washington batting 6th in center field. Mickey Casey batting 7th and doing the catching. And Dick Say batting 8th and playing second base. On the mound is I guess Ron Guidry might be comparable. Slim Jones, an A-plus pitcher at home with strikeout modifiers of 55 through 60 and 77 on his card as well. Those are the combatants in this evening's game. We are ready to get rolling, so let's do it. Slim is on the mound. He has completed his warm-up tosses. We're ready to roll. Dick Lundy stands in. Great shortstop, 352 in 1929. The pitch from Slim Jones. And this is an extra base hit right off the bat. It's going to hit left center field and split Washington and White and roll to the fence. And Dick Lundy's got himself a leadoff double in the top of the first inning. We are underway from Philadelphia. Slim Jones to the belt. He's going to pitch to Frank Warfield, who hit 263 in 1929. Hit and run man, leader type, manager. The pitch to Warfield. Hey, struck him out, and there's one gone in the top of the first. Now it's Judd Wilson. Judd hit 404 in 1929, and he slugged 621. So this is a good matchup tonight for Slim Jones. The pitch to Wilson. Hey, struck him out on a strikeout modifier. That's 2 for Slim on the evening. And now Rap Dixon. Rap Dixon you may have heard of. He's also a 400 hitter in 1929 with a 722 slugging mark. Slim Jones going to go right at him. The pitch. Ground ball Stevens. Jake is up with it and throws to Judd Wilson, and that retires the Black Sox in the top of the first. We go to the bottom of the first, and it's no score in Philadelphia. Laymon Yokely coming to the mound. A little bit more of a control pitcher than Slim Jones, but a good one, as you can tell from his A-plus rating. Jake Stevens stands in at 264 on the season. Pitch to Jake, and we've got our first rare play. Let's see what happens. And it's a foul ball. Jake Stevens. Not much of a rare play there. A foul ball for Jake Stevens. He's down in the count 0-1. Laymon Yokely winds and delivers. Ball 1. Wild pitch all the way to the screen. So we got a 1-1 count to Jake Stevens. The pitch. Hit to right. Not deep. This is Hubbard, and he will make the catch for out number 1. Dewey Creasy coming to the plate in the bottom of the first. Dewey, good fielding third baseman, 217 on the season in 1934. And Dewey loops this one into right, and he's got himself a base hit. He's aboard with 1 out for Cheney White. Played some with the St. Louis team and does things like me. Throws left, bats right. The pitch to Cheney from Yokely. Hit to right field one more time. It's Hubbard coming on, and he will make the catch for out number 2. And now Judd Wilson. 5 years older, but still hitting .358 for the 34 Philadelphia Stars. We've got a range check. Get to the kitchen. It's a range check. Shortstop. Gloved by Lundy. Bad hop. It's a base hit into left field. Wilson's got himself a hit. And Creasy's going to go to third. There will be Stars at first and third with 2 outs in the bottom of the first. Jake Dunn coming to the plate, 278 for Jake on the season. Yokely in a jam. To the belt, checks the runners. The pitch home to Jake Dunn. Ground ball Lundy. He's going to go to Warfield, the short way for the putout, and that will retire the Stars in the first. No score after 1 inning. Here comes Slim Jones for inning number 2. He got himself a pair of strikeouts in the first. Ollie Marcel, then Jesse Hubbard, then Bob Clark. In the second inning for the Black Sox, pitch to Marcel. Hey, struck him out. That's number 3 for Slim Jones. Jesse Hubbard stands in. Jesse hit .346 on the season. The Black Sox can definitely score. Pitching depth is another question. And this is drilled to right center. It's going to split Dunn and Washington, and Hubbard is going to get himself a sliding triple with 1 out. He's 90 feet from breaking the scoreless tie with Bob Clark at the plate. Bob can handle the bat. They may put on the squeeze. 1 out. Clark is up. Washington is on deck, and then Yokely, if anybody gets on. Slim Jones to the belt. He checks Hubbard. The pitch home to Clark. Hey, wait a minute. We've got an error check. Okay, got an error check. Read the chart wrong. Here we go. This is hit to third. Creasy gloves it, throws, and throws it away into the lower boxes. Creasy uncorked a wild one into the lower boxes. It's 1-0 Black Sox as Hubbard scores from third. But now Clark is in scoring position. So with 1 out, Pete Washington has a run to drive in. He hit .315 on the season for Baltimore. Yokely is on deck. Jones to the belt. Checks Clark. The pitch home is hit to left. Cheney White is under it, and he will take it for the out. 2 gone now in the second inning. And Laymon Yokely coming to the plate, and Laymon could handle the bat a little bit. So Slim Jones is going to have to be careful here. 2 gone. Clark at second. 1-0 Black Sox. The pitch from Slim Jones. Lifted to left towards the line. Cheney White is going to make the catch, and he does. Limits the damage in the second inning. The Black Sox get 1 run on 1 hit. There was an error, and they left 1. We go to the bottom of the second, and Yokely coming back out with a little spring to his step because he's got himself a 1-0 lead. Pete Washington will lead off. The center fielder, then Mickey Casey, then Dick Say for the Philadelphia Stars. Looking to strike back quickly. Pete Washington hit .227 in 34. This team knew how to play. And he walks Washington. So Pete is aboard. And he can run. So we'll see if they decide to put a play on. Mickey Casey comes to the plate. And Dick Say is on deck. Mickey Casey hit .250. Yokely to the belt. The pitch. Casey squares to bunt. And he gets it down. This is bunted to Wilson. He's going to flip to Warfield, and the sacrifice is complete as Washington moves up to second base. And now Dick Say with a runner in scoring position. Dick hit 184 on the season. Yokely to the belt, checks Washington at second. The pitch home. Ground ball second base. That's Frank Warfield. He's going to throw to Judd Wilson. And that will retire Say as Washington moves up to third base with 2 outs. And now Slim Jones will grab a piece of lumber. Yokely's going to go from the wind now. 2 outs. Jones at the plate. The pitch from Yokely. Hey, struck him out, and he's out of the inning. So the first strikeout for Yokely on the evening gets him out of the second. And we go to the third with the score. Baltimore 1 and Philadelphia 0 in the city of brotherly love. Top of the order now for the Baltimore Black Sox. Dick Lundy, Frank Warfield, and Judd Wilson will be up in the top of the third. Pitch to Lundy is grounded to second. That's Dick Say. Good glove man. Veteran throws to Wilson, and that is out number 1. Frank Warfield, hit and run man, but there's nobody aboard. He's 0 for 1 tonight. Slim Jones has 3 strikeouts, and Frank was one of them. The pitch to Warfield. He lost a little wild with the fastball that time. It's ball 4, and Warfield trots down to first base. It's Judd Wilson up now, and Slim Jones has to dance through that Baltimore minefield of 400 hitters. Wilson is 0 for 1. The pitch from Jones is grounded towards Say. And okay, so that means they're going to go Say, Stevens, and Wilson. A 4-6-3 soul-crushing, rally-killing double play turned by Philadelphia to get Slim Jones out of the third. We go to the bottom of the third. 1-0 Baltimore. Top of the order for Philadelphia. Stevens, Creasy, and White coming up for Philly. Stevens 0 for 1 today. Until now. And this is a looper. Base hit to left, just over Lundy's outstretched glove. Stevens is on first with nobody out. Creasy comes to the plate. Yokely to the belt. They got a number of options here. They got to put something on. Stevens can run a little bit. Clark is only a -5, which is good, but it's not awesome. Knocks Stevens down to a 68. Yokely to the belt, checks Stevens. The pitch home to Creasy. There goes Jake. And the throw down to Warfield is not in time. Jake Stevens steals second base. And the Stars have a man in scoring position with nobody out in the third. Yokely in a jam. Creasy 1 for 1. He singled in the first. The pitch is popped. Is it going to get over anybody's head? It's hit to center. Washington on the run. He will make the catch. And now we're going to have a tag at second. as Stevens is tagging and going to try and go to third, and he gets there. He tags and advances on the fly out to center. So with one out, there's a man on third for Cheney White. Now, Cheney was not much of a bunter, but he did hit 302. The Black Sox infield is going to play back. The pitch to White. And Yokely lost him. It's ball 4, so the Philadelphia Stars have men at the corners now for Judd Wilson. And Yokely's not enjoying this scenario. Judd is 1 for 1. There's one out. They might be able to turn 2 on him if they can get him to hit it on the ground. Yokely to the belt. The pitch home. And this is going to be trouble. It's to left, and it's in the gap, and it's over Rap Dixon's head. Going to roll to the wall. It's going to score Stevens. Here comes White. They will hold him. And Judd Wilson has a run-scoring double and has put 2 men in scoring position now for Jake Dunn. We're tied at 1 as the Stars plate their first run of the game. Jake Stevens scores on the double very, very easily. With 1 out and 2 men in scoring position, Yokely pitching to Dunn. Laymon to the belt. The pitch. A comebacker. He looks at White at third and throws to Wilson at first, and that retires Dunn. The runners hold. Pete Washington with 2 outs now. Men still in scoring position. Pete drew a walk back in the second. Yokely to the belt. The pitch home. Base hit, Pete Washington. Right field, he goes the other way. That's going to score White. Here comes Wilson around third. Judd, by 1934, had put on a few pounds. And so this could get interesting at the plate. Hubbard gloves it. Jesse had a great arm. But they're waving Wilson. Like the little engine that could, except he'd be the big locomotive that kind of couldn't. The throw home for Wilson is not in time. Judd scores sliding, and it's a 2-run single for Pete Washington. The Stars lead 3-1 in the bottom of the third. Mickey Casey comes to bat with Washington at first now. Yokely wants to get this done. Mickey Casey bunted successfully in the second. Washington takes his lead off first. The pitch to Casey is ball 2. Ball 2. And Mickey's ahead in the count. 2 balls, no strikes. The pitch from Yokely. Hit to center. This is Washington. He's going to call for it. He's going to take it, and that will retire the Stars in the third. But they plate 3 runs on 3 hits. They leave 1, and they got fight in them. They know how to play. It's a veteran squad. We go to the 4th. 3-1. Stars as Baltimore sends up Rap Dixon, Ollie Marcel, and Jesse Hubbard in the 4th. Hey, strikes out Dixon. That's strikeout number 4 for Slim Jones. 1 gone in the top of the 4th. Ollie Marcel up now. Glove man, one of the best third basemen in Negro League's history. Last name often spelled with an E at the end, but I got it right. The pitch chopped on the infield. Gloved by Stevens. The throw to Wilson is not in time. Marcel legs out the infield hit. And Ollie's aboard with 1 out. This will bring up Jesse Hubbard. who only slugged .561 in 1929, so Slim has his hands full. This lineup is loaded. To the belt, the pitch home to Hubbard. Hit to right. It's high but not deep. Jake Dunn is under it, and he's going to take it for out number 2. And now Bob Clark with Marcel still at first base. Bob reached on an error in the second. The pitch from Jones. Ground ball Wilson. He's going to take it himself to first, and that'll retire the Black Sox in the 4th. We played 3.5. It's 3-1 Philadelphia. Coming up for the Stars, Dick Say, Slim Jones, and then the top of the order with Jake Stevens. Got some overlap on the club. Pete Washington, Judd Wilson. I'm forgetting somebody. There's another one, though, that played on both teams 5 years apart. Yokely winds, the pitch to Say. Hit to center. This is Washington. He's coming on, and he makes the catch for out number 1. Slim Jones with nobody on and 1 man out. Digs in against Laymon Yokely. Not a hard thrower, Yokely, but tough. The pitch to Slim. He struck him out, and that's Yokely's second strikeout. We go now to the top of the order. Nobody on. Jake Stevens, who got a rally started in the 3rd. That got him the lead. Pitch to Jake. He goes the other way to right field, and it falls for a base hit in front of Jesse Hubbard. Stevens is aboard with a single. Jake stole a base in the 3rd. Creasy up now, 1 for 2. Yokely to the belt, the pitch home to Creasy. Grounded to 3rd. This is Marcel. Ollie gloves it and throws to Judd Wilson, and that will retire the Stars in the 4th. So Yokely rights the ship in the 4th inning. We go to the 5th. It's 3-1 Stars over the Baltimore Black Sox. Slim Jones back out. He will face Pete Washington, Laymon Yokely, and then the top of the order for Baltimore with Dick Lundy. The pitch to Pete. Hey, struck him out. Strikeout number 5 for Slim Jones to start the 5th. Now it's Laymon Yokely. Jones has only allowed 3 hits. The pitch to Yokely. Hey, struck him out. That's 6 strikeouts now. And Lundy coming to the plate. Slim Jones, short career, but wow, an incredible one. Dominant. The pitch to Lundy is a ground ball to second base. That's Dick Say, who's going to throw to Judd Wilson, and that will retire. Oh, I'm wrong. That struck him out. That's number 7. Excuse me. He strikes out Lundy for his 7th strikeout in 5 innings. Slim Jones on a roll. He has retired 5 in a row, the last 3 on strikeouts. We go to the bottom of the 5th. We're halfway through, and the Philadelphia Stars lead this one 3-1. It's the meat of the order for Philadelphia in the 5th. Cheney White, 0 for 1. Judd Wilson, 2 for 2. And Jake Dunn, 0 for 2. Coming up. Gotta get the right pitcher up there. That would help. Here's Laymon. All right, so White grounds this one to Wilson, who will flip to Yokely covering, and there's 1 gone in the 5th. Judd Wilson stands in. Big run-scoring double to get the Stars on the board back in the 3rd. Pitch to Judd. Ground ball. Dick Lundy. He throws to Judd Wilson. There's 2 gone in the bottom of the 5th. And now Jake Dunn. 0 for 2 for Jake. There's nobody on. Yokely winds and the pitch. This is hit to center. Pete Washington over into right center a little bit, and he's going to make the catch as Yokely gets himself his first 1-2-3 inning in the bottom of the 5th. We go to the 6th. Frank Warfield, Judd Wilson, and Rap Dixon will be up for the Baltimore Black Sox. Dixon probably their MVP, although several guys, like any championship team, several guys can make a good case. Frank Warfield 0 for 1. He has also walked. The pitch to Frank is a base hit to center field, right up the middle. And the tying run will come to the plate now in Judd Wilson. In Judd Wilson for the Baltimore Black Sox. Judd Wilson's one of my favorite players in Negro League's history. He did not get along well with others. However, the man could mash, and he played a lot of positions. Sometimes he was disinterested defensively, but he could hit. All right, 0 for 2 for Judd. The pitch from Slim Jones. And what did I just say? This is a base hit to right field for Judd Wilson. Warfield is going to play it carefully and stop at second base. There's 2 on now with nobody out in the 6th for Rap Dixon. This is the scenario Slim Jones did not want to face, and that is having to come into Rap Dixon or these 400 hitters that the Black Sox have. Jones to the belt, the pitch home to Rap. And he just overpowered him. That's strikeout number 8. He blew it by him, and there's 1 gone now in the 6th. Marcel comes to the plate hitting a pedestrian, 297. 1 for 2. Great glove man, respected as one of the top, 3, 4, 5 third basemen in Negro League's history. Pitch from Jones. Hey, struck him out. That's 9 for Slim. And now it's Jesse Hubbard. Otherwise, a great chance for Baltimore will go by the boards. 346 for Hubbard. Jesse is 1 for 2. He scored Baltimore's only run back in the 2nd. The pitch from Slim Jones. He lost him. A little too much adrenaline, and now the bases are dripping with Black Sox and 2 men out. Bob Clark, 0 for 2, reached on an error. They're counting on him to come through. We're in the top of the 6th. They're down 3-1. Stars infield with 2 outs, of course, at normal depth. The pitch from Slim Jones. Hey, struck him out. Strikeout number 10. And that shuts the Black Sox down, ends the threat in the top of the 6th. We go to the bottom of the 6th. Philadelphia is looking for some insurance runs against Laymon Yokely because that Black Sox team can explode at any moment, and they dodged a major bullet in the top of the 6th. So for the Stars in the bottom of the 6th, Pete Washington, then Mickey Casey, then Dick Say. And if anybody gets on, it's Slim Jones. This is lifted to left. Rap Dixon, speaking of disinterested defenders sometimes, makes the catch, 1 gone. And now Mickey Casey, who's 0 for 1 with a bunt. Pitch from Yokely. Ground ball third, gloved by Marcel. He throws to Wilson, and there's 2 gone. And now Dick Say. Dick 0 for 2. One of the best defensive second basemen in Negro League's history. The pitch. Ground ball, Lundy. Dick throws to Wilson, and it's a 1-2-3. Another 1-2-3 for Yokely. 7 in a row now for Laymon. We go to the 7th. Slim Jones strolling back out to the mound. He will face Pete Washington, then Laymon Yokely, then the top of the order with Dick Lundy. Pitch to Pete. Hit to right. Jake Dunn calling for it, and will take it for out number 1. Laymon Yokely is 0 for 2, and he would love to get on base and start something for his own cause. Jones, the pitch to Yokely. He walked him. And a little bit of wildness has not helped Slim in this ball game. He has walked 3. Fortunately for him, none of them have scored as yet, but he just walked the pitcher, which of course, Cardinals sin. Now, Dick Lundy. And Dick can pop one on you. He's 1 for 3 in the game so far. Jones to the belt. Checks Yokely, the pitch home. Hey, struck him out. That's number 11 for Slim Jones. 2 gone, and Frank Warfield, who's 1 for 2 with a walk. He is also one of Slim Jones's strikeout victims on the evening. Pitch from Slim. Hit to center. This is Pete Washington. Into left center a little bit. But he's going to make the catch, and that will retire Baltimore in the top of the 7th. We go to the bottom of the 7th, and Slim Jones will lead it off. Then the top of the order with Jake Stevens and Dewey Creasy, as Philadelphia is going to try and hang on here. Bottom of the 7th, they'd love an insurance run, or 2, or 3. Slim is 0 for 2 on the day. The pitch from Yokely. Hey, struck him out. That's number 3 for Yokely. And 8 in a row for the Baltimore pitcher. Jake Stevens coming up. Jake 2 for 3, stolen base, run scored. Been a solid leadoff man. Hey, struck him out. That's strikeout number 4, and that's 9 in a row for Yokely. And Creasy comes to the plate with nobody aboard. Dewey, 1 for 3. And this is a line shot that almost took Yokely's head off for Dewey's second hit of the game. He's aboard with a single, and now Cheney White comes to the plate. Cheney is 0 for 2, but he walked and scored a run in the big 3-run third inning for Philadelphia. Yokely to the belt, checks Creasy at first to pitch home. We've got another air check. This is a line shot off Cheney White's bat. Hit toward Warfield. And Frank boots it. It's off the heel of his glove. It clanks into right center, into right field, and that's going to be an E4 with Creasy going all the way to third base with 2 outs. So now there's men at the corners for the Stars and Judd Wilson up. How do they want to play this? Jake Dunn is on deck. Judd Wilson is the monster in the lineup. Although Jake Dunn is no treat. First and third, they're going to walk him. A little bit unorthodox, but they're going to do it. First base not open, but They're walking Judd Wilson, and Jake Dunn's going to come to the plate. Yokely's going to try and work out of this thing. Laymon to the belt. There's 2 outs. Creasy at third. White at second. Now Judd Wilson at first. And Jake Dunn is at the plate. Jake is 0 for 3. The pitch. Ground ball Warfield. He's going to flip to Lundy, and that will retire the Stars in the 7th. Walking Wilson worked. We go to the 8th. It's 3-1 Philadelphia. And I would say there's not really a maybe Baltimore's a slight favorite in this series. I don't know. It's close. It's very close. Judd Wilson leads off for Baltimore, then Rap Dixon, then Ali Marcel. The meat of the Baltimore order against Slim Jones, who may be tiring just a bit. The pitch. Ground ball Say. He gloves it and throws to Wilson, and there's 1 gone. Rap Dixon 0 for 3 with a pair of strikeouts for Rap on the day. You got to know he's not happy about that. Slim Jones winds and delivers, and Rap Dixon just corks this one to center field. It's going to get over Pete Washington's head and 1-hop the wall. Dixon's got himself a double, and that means that Baltimore sends up the tying run to the plate in Ali Marcel. 1 out in the 8th. Slim Jones well, boy. They got some guys, but Lefty Holmes and Phil Cockrell, double-barreled action in the Stars bullpen, but they're hoping Slim can work out of this thing. Most of these teams have 5 or 6 man pitching staffs, so Ali Marcel at the plate, Rap Dixon at second, there's 1 out. The pitch home to Ali. Ground ball Stevens. He gloves it, throws to Wilson, and there's 2 gone. And now Hubbard with Clark on deck. Hubbard 1 for 2, tripled and scored. Jones to the belt, checks Dixon at second. The pitch home to Hubbard. Chopper at Judd Wilson. Judd gloves it. He's going to flip to Slim Jones covering, and that retires Baltimore in the 8th. They've had chances, but they have not delivered. It's going to the bottom of the 8th now for Philadelphia. 3-1 is your score. Pete Washington, Mickey Casey, Dick Say for the Stars, the 6, 7, 8 men coming up. Pete Washington 1 for 2. Maybe the hit of the night, the 2-run single back in the 3rd, which gave the Stars the lead. The pitch to him is hit to left. Rap Dixon is calling and taking for out number 1. Mickey Casey comes up now. He's 0 for 2. Pitch to Mickey from Yokely. That's corked to center, and that's going to get over Pete Washington's head. Mickey Casey with a double, and now they've got a decision to make because they could go for it. He's their starting catcher, but he is not fast. Very slow, and so they could get someone in there to run for him. Dick Say coming up. Yeah, they're going to do it. Richard Harris is going to run. Not that Richard Harris. Richard Harris is going to run for Casey. And an all-time great Negro Leagues catcher is going to come in the top of the 9th, and that's Biz Mackey, who was injured early in the season for this Philadelphia Stars team. He's going to come in the ninth. Dick Say is in the batter's box. Yokely to the belt. The pitch is... Hey, he struck him out. That is strikeout number 5 for Yokely, and maybe the biggest one yet. And now Slim Jones, with Harris still at second base. Slim comes to the plate. Slim is 0 for 3. He struck out 3 times. He's got the hat trick. He's going for the golden sombrero. The pitch from Yokely hit to center. Pete Washington calling and taking for out number 3 in the bottom of the 8th. We're going to the 9th. New catcher batting 7th for Philadelphia will be Biz Mackey, who of course was the man who sort of mentored Roy Campanella as a catcher. Biz Mackey was getting on in his career by this point, was injured, but was a force on this team. So let's see what we got here. Slim Jones back out, going for the complete game. Bottom third of Baltimore's order in the top of the 9th. Bob Clark, Pete Washington, and then Yokely, who will probably not bat. Yeah, they got some other guys here. So they have several guys here, actually, that could get the job done. So Bob Clark will lead off. He's the catcher, 0 for 3. Slim Jones winds and delivers. This is a range check, and it's a base hit for Clark. Well, isn't that an interesting start? So the Baltimore Black Sox have the leadoff batter aboard. He's slow, but he's aboard. And now comes Pete Washington. 315 in 1929. He's 0 for 3 in this game. Yokely is not in the on-deck circle. Nip Winters, a pitcher, and a good one, but he is going to pinch hit for Yokely. In the 9th. But first, Pete Washington with Clark aboard at first base. Slim Jones to the belt. The pitch home to Pete Washington. Hey, struck him out. That's strikeout number 12 for Slim Jones, and now it's Winters. Nip, 272 on the season. Served as a pinch hitter, played some first base, was a starter and a reliever. Give you Yokely's numbers for the evening. 8 innings pitched. He allowed 8 hits. He walked 2. He struck out 5. He walked 1 more intentionally. He allowed 3 runs, all earned, no home runs. Nip Winters, the pitch from Slim Jones. And this is trouble. This is definite trouble. It's to left. It's down the line. past Dewey Creasy, and it's going to rattle around in the corner. Bob Clark is going to stagger to third base, and the Black Sox have the tying runs on with one out, in scoring position actually, with one out in the top of the ninth. Going to get a pinch runner now for Nip Winters. It's going to be Buddy Burbage. Who is a backup outfielder and a fast one. And he will run at second base in the hopes that Dick Lundy, who is up right now, can deliver. Slim Jones, a little bit gassed. Can he cross the finish line? Webster McDonald is the manager of the Philadelphia Stars. He is also a pitcher on the team and an all-time great Negro Leagues pitcher. And he is letting Slim stay out there. One out, Clark at third, Burbage at second, and Dick Lundy at the plate. The pitch home. Hit to right. Done. In his tracks, makes the catch. Clark is tagging and will not go. That will be 2 outs now, and Frank Warfield, and I'll tell you why this is big, is because Judd Wilson is on deck. So if Warfield gets on, Slim Jones has to deal with Wilson, and then Rap Dixon. The 400 hitters are waiting. Can he get Warfield and end this game? 3-1 Stars. Clark at third, Burbage at second. 2 men out, top of the ninth. Jones to the belt. The pitch home to Warfield. He didn't get him out. Base hit left field, drops in front of White. Burbage will hold at third, and it's first and third, 3-2 now, and Judd Wilson comes to the plate. We're in the top of the ninth, and a 404 hitter with a 492 on base average is at the plate. Slim Jones, this is his game. The Stars need him to come through. It's a 3-2 ball game. He's got a 1-run lead, and he's got 1 out he needs to get. Judd Wilson is 1 for 4, and I'm dropping dice left and right. Slim Jones to the belt. Burbage at third. Warfield at first. Judd Wilson at the plate. Slim Jones to the belt. The pitch home to Judd. Yes, it's hit to left field. It's going to split the gap between White and Washington, and it's going to go to the wall. Stuck with him too long. This is going to be trouble as Judd Wilson's going to chug around second, and go into third sliding. Baltimore now leads 4-3. Yikes. Rap Dixon is due up now, and that's just not going to happen. They're going to walk Rap. That'll put men at first and third, and they're going to go after Ollie Marcel, but Slim Jones is coming out. Webster McDonald is coming to get him. Slim has given all he can and gets a nice hand from the Philadelphia faithful, but he is not going to get the opportunity to finish this game. They're bringing in a left-hander. His name, Lefty Holmes. He's an A pitcher at home. And he will come on to face Marcel. Let's give you Slim Jones's numbers. As the Black Sox are going to try and complete an impressive comeback against an all-time great Negro Leagues pitcher. Slim Jones went 8 2/3. He allowed 9 hits, 4 of them in the 9th inning. He walked 2. He walked another one intentionally. He struck out 12. He has allowed 4 runs. 3 of them are earned, but he has 2 runners on base that he is responsible for. Marcel will face Lefty Holmes. And he would love to drive in Judd Wilson from third base. The pitch to Ollie. It's ball 4. I walked him. He walked him. It's on the modifier table, so it takes precedence. So the bases are dripping now again with Black Sox, and it's Hubbard coming to the plate. Hubbard is no treat. He's tripled, 1 for 3. He's also walked. Holmes to the belt. The pitch to Hubbard. Grounded to third, gloved by Creasy. He's going to step on the bag himself, and that will retire the Black Sox in the 9th. But a 3-run 9th for Baltimore gives them a 1-run lead. We go to the bottom of the 9th in Philadelphia. Baltimore 4, Philadelphia 3. And let's see what they can do. No more Laymon Yokely. They pinch hit for him with Nip Winters. So the new pitcher... The new pitcher will be Red Ryan, a right-hander. He is a B pitcher on the road, and he will look to close this for Laymon Yokely. But to do so, he's got to get through the top of the order for Philadelphia, and that's Jake Stevens, Dewey Creasy, and Cheney White. And if anybody gets on, Judd Wilson. Ryan Wines. Stevens is 2 for 4. Ryan Wines and pitches to Stevens. This is grounded to Judd Wilson. He's going to take it himself to first base, and there's 1 gone in the 9th. Dewey Creasy, 2 for 4. Ryan Wines, the pitch. We've got ball 4. Creasy draws a walk, and Cheney White will come to the plate. Creasy's the tying run. White's got a little pop and a 302 average. Ryan to the belt. Checks Creasy. The pitch home to Cheney White. Lifted to left. Rap Dixon calling and taking for out number 2. But that brings Judd Wilson to the plate. Judd at .358 and a .495 slugging average for this 1934 Philadelphia Stars ball club. He's 2 for 3 tonight, and they walked him once intentionally, but they're not going to do it now. Ryan's going after him. The pitch to Judd Wilson is grounded to short. Dick Lundy goes the short way to Frank Warfield, and the Baltimore Black Sox have come back to win Game 1, 4-3. Let's give you the particulars on this one. For the victorious visiting 1929 Baltimore Black Sox, 4 runs, nine hits, and they committed 1 error. For the vanquished 1934 Philadelphia Stars, who had it but let it get away, 3 runs, and I believe it's 8 hits, 2, 4, 6, 8 hits, and they committed 1 error as well. Winning pitcher, Laymon Yokely. He is, of course, 1-0 in the tournament. The save goes to Red Ryan. And the losing pitcher who deserved a better fate is Slim Jones. We will now go to Baltimore for game 2 of this series. It's best of 3, so they got to win in Baltimore or it's all over. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you enjoyed this one. Another one-run game in this Negro Leagues tournament. Yeah. So stay tuned to my channel. More Negro Leagues baseball coming in the next few days. And we'll let you know the schedule as soon as possible. Next game that you will see on my channel will be the 1924 Kansas City Monarchs hosting the 1928 St. Louis Stars. And there's a couple high-powered teams right there. We'll talk more about them, but thank you again for joining me. My name's Kurt Berglund. Hope you have a good night. So long, everybody.